Yeah, really warm welcome here at Granisolar webinar. The last part of today of our K2 Expert Day. My name is Justin Gunn and next to me is Axel Klett from K2 Systems. Axel, hi.
Hi Justin.
So we are in the last webinar for today, the expert base. So I don't want to lose a lot of words. If you have any questions, ask us in the chat window. We try to answer all the questions during the webinar. And yeah, Axel, I don't want to say a lot of words. It's your turn. I think we can start directly, or?
Thank you. Yes, Justin, we start with base-based expert planning. I think I say a short hello. I think the most people are in the webinars before, so I say only I'm Axel from K2, and we start to transfer my screen on your home, and we close our webcams so it's easier to follow us, and we spare a little bit of traffic, and so it's easier. So here's my screen and my camera is off. Justin, we see you later.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, in the webinar before we closed with getting expert with the summary, and we have transferred to K2 Plus, and we have made a bill of material, and we have switched the bill of material with some parts, and we have generated a PDF. So we closed a little bit too late. Sorry for that, but it's a little bit much. And next time I plan 30 minutes more for the basic planning. It's my mistake. Sorry. And now we go to a little bit more things in a detail for a flat roof. Why a flat roof? A flat roof is for me one of the most special things to plan with that. The problem is the thermal gaps are really different or really not so easy to handle, and the problem is already to handle the loads on the roof. And so a good example is here the Industry Street in Renningen, and it's 16, and here's the headquarters of code K2. And yes, we don't have PV on our roof. The problem is it's not our building. We are only use it for time, and so the owner of the building says no, only some little test installations, no whole full installation. So sorry for that, but it's a really good training project, and so we say okay, we have a training. And let me say it's a K2. And we start with a roof. And here we say, okay, it's a flat roof, and we make it as a polygon. And we say, okay, it's a membrane, or it's even, and add. And here it's the first thing. You click on the left button, it's the same like ever, and then on the next edge you click like a button, and here you see the first difference. It's not like the other one who make both sides together. Here you have only one side you plan, and the angle, if you look, we have 90 degrees on the last point, and when I go with my mouse to the side, I go to 45 degrees, or in the other way, I go 45 degrees in a negative, or maybe 135. if you don't want to have the opinion in the 45 steps, you have to push the shift button. And when you push the shift button, you unlock the mode for the 50, 90, 130, and so on. So the shift button is the first trick you have to know. In this case, it's easy. It's we have a 90 degrees angle. Left click, left click, left click, left click. And when you want to finish this, hold your mouse on the last position, and you see the row on the outside of your drawing field is green. If you are in the inside of your drawing field, the line is red one, and when you're on the last point, the line is green one. And the green line says, okay, you can finish here. If you don't find a point, you can push the control button, and he switched to the green line again. Left one, and finish. If you see you have a point too much, you can make a right button click on your mouse on this point, and the point will gone. If you want to bring a point on a different place, left click on a point, hold it, and you can put it or lose it on every point you want. If you need 1 point more because we have a different situation, or you have forget 1 point, you have between two active points a little point who is not so shiny in this moment. You can click with the left button, hold it, bring it in this position you need it, and let it go down. Then between the new point, you have the same procedure. Bring the new one up to here, maybe, and the next one here. And though it doesn't care if you have lose or forget something, you always can go in the middle of 2 points, can pull the lower shiny point and bring it on the right position. When you say, oh no, we don't need this, we don't want this, right click, right click, right click, and you have the normal way. Okay, it's really, really easy for that. Then we have some normal things: building height 12 meters, pitch roof 3 degrees. The parapet wall is here 40 centimeters. And the friction coefficients I have tested with a special tool, and here is to say we have a special tool for special planners in our shop, or Krenich has it in his shop, and sometimes we have special offers. You get some tool for free when you buy more than 30 kilowatt peaks of our flat roof systems. Maybe you can make the deal with your Krenich partner or with us as well, and you can say to your Krenich colleague, Axel has told me we have the choice to get one for free when we buy more than 30 kilowatt peak, and you can ask him, and he goes to me and say it, and I will send it to you. Okay. We have here a little bed foil, and so we have to try the bed friction coefficient, because I will show you the difference between the new and the old system in a flat roof. Okay, here's the value for the old system. Now I go to the designer, choose a model. Justin said to me, Axitec is okay. I asked him in the last webinar, and maybe this sounds good. And now we go to the classic system with the aluminium foil under it, and we go to the East-West system and say, okay, we want only a model field. We say add, and we see here a free space, and we put it in the free space. Okay, and here you see, okay, dome system 10 degrees. You have here a chemical gap, because we have the problem we can always go 5 models in one size, but the 5 models is not the real right name for this, because it's a double model. We mean double models, and 6 models in the other side. Okay, what will happen? We go to the loads, we say it's okay, and we go to the results. You have to choose the right map, and we say, okay, we need this with aluminium foil under it. And now we have this result, and you see, okay, we have in the first lines 36 kilograms, 36 kilograms, 34 kilogram. In the corner, we need 120 kilogram. It's really, really hard for your roof and for your back. And here it's the same problems. Now we say, okay, maybe we can switch the design, we can switch the system, and go to the designer, say, okay, DDOM 10 degrees, maybe it's not working. We go to DDOM V 10 degrees, because I know we can make bigger fields. And here you see we don't have any thermal cut. Go to the loads, go to the results, and use this. We have only in the corners 15, not 30 and not 34 and not 120 in the corner. We have only 15 kilogram in this solution in the highest points, and in the middle we don't need anything of any material. And the second one is we have the better friction coefficient, because we have a better mat under it, and the mat the friction coefficient in standard is 0.65. You go between the steps, and now you go to the results. And here you see it goes more and more down. And so you can optimize the project, you can optimize or realize a project. In the first case with the classic system, with the older systems, we have the problem we are really much of load, and maybe the roof can't hold the strong load. In this version, with the new one and the new MATV, we have the possibility to save much of load, and it's really easy for you to generate the system. And in summary, you will see the new systems. Sorry. Will cost you here. We have space for 98 modules and a cost of 1,820 euro. And the other design, same working area here. the older friction coefficient. And we need here more load, more components, and your price is 500 euro more than the better system in the new one. And here you see how important it is to have the right information, the right checklist, and why it's so important to know what different solutions we have, or to ask the colleagues or the distributors like Kranich and say, okay, I have this and this problem, I have this reason, or this I need this solution. What is the best choice? What is the best system for that? And here it's really easy to save a lot of money and to save a lot of loads to realize this project. And the next one here, when you have the problem with your field, you can switch it, and here you can say, okay, my working area is a little bit bigger. And you say, okay, I want to erase the modules. I don't want to draw any obstacles. I want to erase it. And so you use the rubber. And when you say, okay, I don't want to go to this all things step by step, you can hold the shift button and can erase a column, or you can hold the control button and can erase with one click a whole row. This is important to know, to being a little bit faster on a roof. In 2D mode, but here's a little problem, you can't see the windows on the right place. You can hold this control button and in this case my internet is a little bit struggling. If you have activated the eraser and you have the control button hold with my left hand in this case, and you hold the left mouse button, you can make an array. You see it on my desktop, and it erases all what is in the array. Here's important, in this case, in this moment, for me something is not so rich, so easy to for logic. If you have the control button locked and make an array, the array inverts your choice. So look at here, we have 4 blocks deactivated, and in this case 5 blocks activated, and now I stop it and it switched this. So it's important when you use the array function, be sure that all is in your array is in the same value. Okay. Now we have the problem here with the terminal gaps. A terminal gap on the outside of a building is every time heavier than in the inside in a building. For example, we are here in the results, and you see 2 heavy points. We have in the middle, we have the classic system because we need the classic system, whatever. And the way in the new system is the same procedure, but in the new systems you have more 0.0 ballast points, so it's not so good to show you. So I have to choose the older system. We have here on the long side 35.5 kilogram, in the corner 120, and in the last column nearly 70 kilogram. And now we redesign this a little bit and say, okay, show me the terminal gap. And here is the first problem we had seen. And now we will say, okay, we can go bigger because K2 says no, bigger is not allowed. And so I can't deactivate this. When I go on deactivating this, it don't goes away because it's not allowed to make the block bigger. What I can do is I say, okay, I set a new cut, maybe here, zack, it's a new cut, and then we have a new cut here, so I can erase this cut. And now here it's deactivated because we have here one. I go to loads, go to the result, and you see we don't have 70, we had only 18. And it's really, really different to have 70 under a module, because for 70 you need more additionals for aluminium parts from K2. It's cost more money, and you have a problem maybe on your roof, because the 70 kilo on one point makes some damage on your foil or something else, or it can be make a problem, or your static consulting people says, oh no, it's too heavy, and so we have dramatically bring it down on the side. Okay, now we go up to the design and go to this row or to this place. Sorry, in this moment it's a little bit slow. I have my field, and so I want to go to the second one here, and I go to the 2D mode and look up how many rows we have here. One moment, please. And you see here we have 14. 14 is not good also maybe you can make an easy trick, and you can say, okay, make here 4, not 5, and so we can switch one. Sometimes it doesn't help you really good. Sometimes it's so it's really easy. In this moment I have the problem with my internet connection, so it's really slow. Sorry for that. And we say, okay, we make it by own. Make one line here. Can deactivate this one. And maybe we say, okay, we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 4. We can say, okay, on the outside it's a little bit more heavy. We say, okay, we make 5. And here 5 again. And it's really important, first set the new terminal gap and then erase the other one. Okay. Then you go to the loads, to the results. And now you see we have always green in the fields, all the heavy stuff outside are gone. We have new symmetrically gaps here. And if you want, you can a little bit play with the corner or with the last rows, and maybe we can put it down together. But I think the way is here shown. You can bring the distance or the little field into the middle, or you can make a little a little new cutting the fields, and you can erase, or you can save a little bit money, and you can save a little bit load, and so the project will work, and it's much easier than others. Okay, Justin, have we anyone questions in this moment?
At the moment, we have no questions.
Okay, have we some special things I have to show for drawing with base? To all the customers outside, want you see a special thing? Or maybe I can show on a second roof. I make a garbage roof for tiles, and I will show to handle different rafter points. Okay, we have here the building height. I say my deepest point is here on this side. Important, the building height means every time the highest point of the roof. 12 meters, we say 30 degrees, and the rafter space is 0.8. And now we go to the designer. Using the same model, you can, if you have more than one roof, you can select the model you use on the first roof. I say, okay, we use it, so we don't have to look up for it. And here I switch in the 2D view and go to the little pictogram on the side here and show me the under construction. And so you can show the rafter. When you go on site, say, okay, a new field with modules, tuck, add this. You can draw it from rafter to rafter, and so you have not the problem that end on a bad place. When you have something like this here, he says, okay, you have make a field like this, and I place the models every time in the middle. Maybe we have the problem with the rails starting here or here, and we get some trouble here with the rails. We can look up for this, check the loads and the results, and here you see this is a worst situation. It don't look good to build something like this. It's always a little bit a bad installation, okay? And you have two opinions or two system side to make it better. First side is you put down and bring the hook under the module, and you use the crossboard here, so you can bring up a crossboard in this side, or the second and the better one, because you don't use the whole roof in this case. You go to the designer to the 2D mode and use this little button here. Yep, the button here is, the first is add a new field, second is edit a field, delete a model field, and the fourth one is use only the space I need for this kind of, or for this number of models. And then he will always do this, and here it's not a bug to see a little bit more than the dark blue one is a model, and the light blue one is the field we need for the little bit of rail for the end clamp. So it's normal to see it a little bit more, okay? And then you can pull, or you can click around the over the area and pull it to the rafter, okay? Now you go to loads, go to the result, and now you see all your hooks on the rafter and all your models are over the hook, and so it looks not so bad. You don't need more rail, and you don't need more working for more hooks, and you have the same result in this moment. Okay. If you have the problem, maybe you have too much snow load, you can here switch between the different of rails, and in fastener menu you can switch about the different of fasteners. Maybe you say, okay, I can use the 3S because I have the problem with flat stone tiles, so I have to choose the crosshook 2. And sorry, this was wrong one, crosshook 2. And he will calculate the new static with the crosshook 2, and the crosshook 2 is a only really thin plate. I can show it and make the camera on. And for all the guys who don't stay at mornings, this is a crosshook 2 type like this. And so the problem is we can bring a much of load of this small area. And so he says, okay, we need it on every rafter, and so we need a little bit more. And this is really important to know how space is between the rafters, so we have the right calculation in this. Okay, I think when we don't have any more questions in this, I want to finish this webinar a little bit. I was a little bit faster in this webinar. Maybe we can switch the time for the expert mode and the beginner's mode next time, and so I don't have a problem with time.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, then I would say we finish here this webinar, and we have in a few minutes later on the question webinar. So if any customer have some questions, it's possible to ask us later on in the next webinar, the individual questions answering. So I would say thank you, Axel, for your time. And
yeah, you're welcome. And
we see us in a few minutes.
Yes, and I hope we make it someday again in maybe 4 or 5 months. And on every of our customers, special thanks for your time. And if some questions, maybe write an email, and then it's really easier to find an individual explanation or an individual answer to fix your problems. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Then, Axel, thank you for your time, and we wait later on for the questions.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.